Experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today: partly sunny skies to start, and a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. Otherwise breezy with falling temps and a high around 92. Tonight, showers and storms likely with a low around 64. And tomorrow, continued chance of showers and storms with a high around 75. Meteorologist Kyle Cook for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Nebraska Lottery presents 5 reasons the dollar bill is so great. First, it's always there when you need it. You can always find one folded up in your pocket just waiting to get you out of a jam. Second, it's humble. It doesn't strut around like a 50 or 100 waiting for people to compliment it. Third, it works hard. Whether you need more money for a tip or extra detergent at the laundromat, a dollar bill sure comes in handy. Fourth, it beats lugging around 100 pennies. And fifth, you can use it to buy a Lotto America ticket from the Nebraska Lottery. Lotto America only costs $1. It has a $2 million starting jackpot with drawings every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And you can add the All-Star bonus for an additional $1 to multiply any prize won. So visit a Nebraska Lottery retailer today and buy a Lotto America ticket. Sounds like someone tried to pay with 100 pennies. So sad.
Lotto America top prize odds, 1 in 26 million.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Husker fan, the 2024 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and they need your support in Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $170. This plan includes tickets to the UTEP or Northern Iowa, plus Illinois or Rutgers, and either UCLA or Wisconsin games. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
The highlight of the first segment easily was Jake being concerned about the sand that would need to be brought into Memorial Stadium if they played soft.
It's for the optics here. It just looks better with sand.
So do you think the infield is just sand, Jake?
I see. What's wrong with you?
It's not sand.
It looks better with the sand look on it.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. It is time for a Tuesday edition of the Happy Hour. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico, Austin Norman joining you from the Blur Tailgate here in Omaha. Today, sold out, expecting over 900 folks to make their way through the Blur tailgate at the corner of 12th and Cass. But if you want to take part in the fun in the coming days, you can. Go online, blurevents.com/Omaha. You can also buy them at the door here at the corner of 12th and Cass. So if you're down here wandering around Baseball Village, wandering around Charles Schwab Field, make one little detour, 1 block south of Charles Schwab Field, and grab your tickets to the Blur event tailgate today. It's the 12th annual Blur tailgate, and certainly one of the best ones that we've seen, as they got outdoor games. They have couches, multiple types of seating, high tops, low tables, just stand around tables. They got it all. A big enough bar to field all 4 lines of people. No lines so far today. They got enough staffers and working. The buffet is out, and we can't wait to see you guys in the coming days if you're going to make your way out to the Blur tailgate at the corner of 12th and Cass. So once again, Nick Sainert, Rico, and Austin joining you. 402-464-5685. The Honda Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today. We're here until 2 p.m. before we hand it off to Austin and Strick for On the Block. Rico, first of all, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
I am also fantastic.
It's pretty humid.
It's a little sticky.
It's muggy. I got a fan blowing on me.
It's a little sticky right now, but we will persevere.
We will.
We will survive, as the song says.
Austin, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How
My
are you
last
feeling?
day up here, I got to soak it all in.
Dang,
I'm on the board tomorrow, so I gotta
Austin's
make
last
the
day.
most of my remaining moments up here.
Dang. Okay, sounds good. Well, you know, you got a
Storm Chaser's hat.
You got a transfusion.
I do.
You have a transfusion. I have what they call a Frenchie.
We're getting transfused.
Yeah, we're getting
A
transfused.
Jeff Francoeur?
I suppose. Not a Frenchie. Not Jeff Francoeur.
Jeffy.
We got a good show lined up for you guys. So, in all transparency, we were like, okay, what do we want to? What are a couple things that us three want to do on the show tomorrow?
Yes.
And this was last night, obviously, and via a text exchange between the three of us, and we came to the consensus and agreement of let's figure out some of the best College World Series players, teams of all time. However, Nick Sainert, misinterpreted it.
Thought it was pretty clear.
I misinterpreted it because I chose the best starting lineup of guys of all time, and who's that dream College World Series team for me. You guys went a different route.
The route that was intended.
And explain what you did, Austin.
We took all the teams across the country and built our dream College World Series bracket. Maybe lineup was the wrong word for me to use. I threw you off. That's on me.
It was. I interpreted lineup as a lineup.
We're thinking brackets of 8 teams. So if you can set up an 8-team field, who are the 8 teams that you want at a College World Series?
Well, I thought the text made perfect sense. I don't know where Nick got his players from, but it's okay.
Rico, I know, I understand, not the biggest baseball guy, but
I do understand
you
baseball.
Understand baseball,
but I am not in the weeds,
not the savant,
as you and Austin are. No, I am not.
So, nonetheless, here, Rico, how did you go about selecting the teams that you wanted to be in your bracket?
Based on the fact that I can comfortably say that I've been to more College World Series games than both of you, I went off of vibes.
Okay.
Not skill, not how great these teams were in the past or how great these teams are currently. I went straight vibes, straight. How many fans do these teams bring? How much more exciting is Omaha when these teams are in town? That's how I made my 8, and I feel pretty good about it.
So how do we want to do this? Should I go first since I did not do it correctly? Because I don't want that content to just go to waste. Because I was very excited about sharing. Because there's some throwback names on here.
Do we want to do your idea for tomorrow's show? I'll send you my list.
I'm not here tomorrow.
Rico's not here tomorrow.
Right.
Austin's not here tomorrow.
Oh, boy. Strick going to have to tough it out for 4 hours?
Wait, am I going to have to tough it out for 4 hours?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not here tomorrow.
Wait a minute. Why aren't you here tomorrow?
I took the day off.
Well, dang. Okay, we got to
this was planned.
We got to figure this out then. All right. Well, nonetheless,
this is a meeting we just had.
Well,
there we go.
Well, so since nobody's going to be here tomorrow except for me, I'll go ahead and say this because there's some throwback names. Obviously, my like ideal time of growing up through the College World Series was like 05 to 2020. I'll just throw that out there. I would have been 4 years old to when I was 19 years old. So we'll just go to there. How about this? So there's a lot of current players on this roster as well. In my dream lineup. And 402-464-5685. Folks will have to let us know how we feel about these as well.
Can I guess a couple players off of your list?
Absolutely.
Okay. Catcher is Adley Rutschman.
That is correct.
Shortstop is Dansby Swanson.
No.
Tough cut.
Oh. Tough cut with Dansby Swanson.
Okay. How long? I won't steal the rest of your thunder.
It's taken me. It took me a couple of hours. I was going back and forth, in all honesty, because I was just debating. Okay, understand. I was putting some thought into this because I thought we all were, to where it was the case of, all right, understand the time that they played in, the era, what baseball was like back in the moment when they played, and because it's certainly changed. We've talked endlessly about that, but how has it changed? So, catcher is Adley Rutschman. I'll tell you, there was a couple of spots where I thought, okay, it could be multiple. Obviously, there's no ideal list. Buster Posey was the other one that instantly came to my mind. But Adley being a switch hitter, also he won a championship. Like, those are the factors for me there.
Also, the fact that you just love him.
I also love Adley Rutschman. First baseman. Any guesses? Will Clark from Mississippi State was one of them. Not the winner, though.
Really?
This guy
that dude had a run.
This guy is being regarded as one of the best players in their program's history, and it is a very rich history.
Cags?
Oh, never mind. There you
Cags.
go. Okay.
Jack Caglione.
That makes sense.
I mean, you talk to Florida folks, you follow what they're saying on social media, you read articles from like D1 Baseball. If you did not know, you would think Jack Caglione is a top 5 baseball player to ever play the game. And I understand that maybe there's some bias, right? Maybe there's some home field feelings towards with Florida writers, but you have multiple outlets claiming and clamoring that he is a top 10 baseball player in Florida's history, which is certainly saying something. You talk about the ability, although it's not always great on the mound, you talk about the ability to pump 95 from the left-handed side. That'll win you a lot of baseball games. And then guess what? You have one of the best bats in the country consistently. That's why I put Cags at first base.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, break the all-time home run record in career history in Florida. Like, that's something that, can't be understated, considering it was a record, listening to a couple people and reading some things saying that home run record they thought would never be touched.
Yeah.
Because it's a big number.
Well, so then second base, this was a little bit of a homer pick for me.
Pancake or Wingo?
Scott Wingo.
Yeah.
Now it's not necessarily a homer pick. Scott Wingo, former South Carolina second baseman. He won the most outstanding player award back when South Carolina was here. I believe it was in 2013. He won the most outstanding player award for the South Carolina Gamecocks. That is why I did choose Scott Wingo at second base. Second base is an interesting position. You can't just look at like Major League Baseball and be like, okay, who are some of the second basemen? Because you have so much position change and stuff going on that it's like, okay, there's guys that certainly have played a lick of second base, but that wasn't their primary position. So second base was a tough one for me. All right, third base. Any guesses?
I don't know what
in that
position.
05 to 20 era still?
05 to 20.
Okay. Tommy Tanks?
No.
Ooh.
So I don't know what position this guy might be in, and I actually don't know. I think he made it. Kyle Schwarber.
It is not Schwarber. I remember.
Oh, Bregman.
No, because Bregman, you'll remember as a shortstop.
Shortstop. And
he was a shortstop when he
right.
was in college.
Oh.
Here's the thing, though. I just mentioned so much position change. That is your hint. Position change. This is a guy that maybe wouldn't come to your mind when you think, okay, third baseman.
base.
He did not play third baseman for very long in the pros.
Did he play third base in college?
He did. He was a very good third baseman. Golden Spikes Award finalist.
Rendon?
No. Guys, Alex Gordon.
Oh, Gordo. Sure.
Alex Gordon
Okay.
would be the third baseman.
Yeah.
There would be the third baseman that I go with there. All right, shortstop. It is not Dansby Swanson. Any other guesses? This one predates 2000.
Predates 2000.
I believe 97.
JD Drew?
No, outfielder, by the way. Nomar Garcia Parra.
Oh, Nomar. Sure.
Nomar Garcia Parra.
That checks out.
Wasn't one of the Drew boys a shortstop?
Yeah, but JD was
Was the
center
outfielder.
fielder.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I like
quickly.
Nomar, though. Big Nomar guy.
I like Nomar a lot. All right. I did not figure out a left fielder, but you could throw Dylan Cruz in there. I mean, like you could just move one of those center fielders over to left field and be good about it.
Can you?
Can
you just do that?
Center field.
We'll allow it.
Yeah. Center field. Where are we thinking? Where are
Did
we
you
land?
go with Cruz in center?
I did not.
Okay.
We'll just say cruising left.
Did you go JD Truman Center?
I did not. This was 2011 at Rosenblatt.
Oh, Jackie Bradley Jr.
There it is.
Yep, there it is.
JBJ, Jackie Bradley Jr. And then the one that you guys might forget, from the University of Arkansas, getting the start in right field for me. He won the Golden Spikes Award at the University of Arkansas in 2015. 2015, he's played for a couple of teams.
Andrew Benintendi.
Andrew Benintendi. People forget how good of a college baseball player Andrew Benintendi was out in the outfield for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Couple of the starting pitchers that I thought I landed on. Paul Skeens, certainly. There's also a couple of these that really good college pitchers haven't necessarily panned out in the professional leagues yet.
Did you go Garrett Cole?
I did not. Carson Fulmer from Vanderbilt back in that 2015 team. Kumar Rocker.
I was
is
going to
on that
ask
list.
if you went with one of the
Kumar Rocker,
more recent Vanderbilt guys.
How about this one from Mississippi State?
Wait a minute. I can picture the guy.
Yep, long blonde hair.
Yeah, Landon Sims. No?
Different blonde hair.
The other blonde guy.
I was so confident in that.
Will?
Yeah.
Will?
William.
Bednar.
Will Bednar. Yeah, that's right.
Will Bednar was the guy also, in addition to Houston Street.
Yeah, Houston Street was legit.
Yeah. Early 2000s for the Texas Longhorns. So there's the list. If I could build a dream lineup, because that was the words that were sent on the text message. If I could build a dream lineup,
that'd be a hell of a lineup.
That is the lineup I would build.
You are beating any of the teams that Rico and I put in our bracket with that lineup.
Good.
I'll tell you
That's
that
what I
much.
like to hear.
I don't know about that. I got some pretty good teams.
All right, guys, go ahead and the floor is yours. Take it.
All right, so I'll go first because I feel like Austin put a lot more thought into his than I did. Again, going off of straight vibes.
Okay, actually, I just pulled up the text. Idea for tomorrow: build your dream CWS field of 8.
I thought, in all honesty, I thought you meant field of
position
actually
players?
field of position players.
Were you going to
text later, Rico? I'm going to be so bad at this. LOL. You can pick 8 college baseball teams, Rico. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I was very confused by that text.
How?
I was confused by that text.
It was all there,
but I didn't ask for clarification, so that's on me. So go
Whatever.
ahead.
All right, straight vibes. My dream 8 at the College World Series at Charles Schwab Field. Of course, you have to start with the best of the best traveling fan base in baseball, LSU.
Okay.
Sure.
It's fantastic. They have, they're older people who sit out in the same spots out there, grilling, making gumbo, doing all that stuff. LSU, the Tigers, are one of the best fan bases to come through Omaha every single year.
We've seen a lot of LSU jerseys. If you walk down this road towards the hotel, there's been a lot of LSU jerseys. You walk around the stadium.
Yep.
I think there's something to be said about buying the tickets, expecting to be here, and saying, you know what, even if they don't make it, it's going to be
We're
a
still
good time.
going.
We got the reservation,
Yep.
and we're still going to go.
That's what LSU does, man. They don't care if they're there or not. They're going to go watch baseball. More likely than not, they're going to be there usually.
Right.
But they're gonna the fans are gonna show up regardless, and they are some of the nicest people that you could ever want to meet. Number 2, a team that's usually here, and their home crowd is one of the best. Arkansas.
Okay.
The Razorbacks. Dave Van Horn, if he can make it back here, it's a fun fan base to be around.
Would it be different if Dave Van DVH did not coach at Nebraska?
Let me preview my list by saying Arkansas is not in my dream College World Series. They are in my Nebraska-centric World Series. So I would say yes to your question.
Because that's the thing is I think Husker fans have, for whatever reason, even though it was a very long time ago and over 20 years ago, you're talking about cheering for a team just because, frankly, somebody left you.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a weird dynamic that you attach yourself, your fandom, to a program just because the coach of that team used to coach, did not get fired. It wasn't a situation like a Frank Solich where a lot of people feel like he got wrongly fired or anything like that. It was a situation where he said, I'm going to leave you for a better job, and I'm going to stay there. Unfortunately, hasn't won a title. And I'm not saying it's bad. Cheer however you want to cheer and be a fan of whoever you want to be. But it's a very interesting and weird dynamic if you truly think about it, to where that was 20-plus years ago, and Husker fans feel like they have a part in Arkansas baseball.
It's like getting invited to your ex's wedding. and then showing up and being like,
But you
"Man, I'm
can't
so
even be
happy."
mad
And
because
you're
you
just like-
upgraded.
Exactly.
And I'm
like,
your biggest
like,
fan.
Like she broke up with you, and then she went and she's dating like a
And she
like
asked
a,
you to be a groomsman or
like
something.
your favorite football player. And you're just like, you know what? Not even mad about it.
Yeah.
It's weird, but it's fine.
Okay, Arkansas, LSU.
Florida State.
Okay.
Their fan base always shows up as well. Plus, one of the best jerseys.
Well, one of the greatest program with Mike. Why am I blanking on the name? Mike Martin.
Mike Martin.
I want to say Mike Miller, and I knew that was not correct. Mike Martin obviously just passed away. Well, a staple in Omaha. I agree.
Yes. UCLA, kind of a dark horse for some people, but I really liked it. The few times that UCLA was here, out at Roosevelt, and then here at the Charles Schwab when it was TD Ameritrade. Don't know why, but I really liked it. It was back when I was running summer track, and our logo at the time, it was Bellevue Breeze. We actually had the light blue with the B. So it was the same thing. So I got me a UCLA hat and wore it to nationals, and I was like, yeah, this works.
Gotcha.
Nobody knows that this is UCLA,
Yep.
but I do.
Yeah.
But it worked. Bellevue Breeze, UCLA, great. I was talking with Austin about this. Another California school that was kind of a staple for the longest time.
Fullerton.
Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love me some Cal State Fullerton here in Omaha.
It was always interesting. Prior to Darren Erstad, Nebraska often would either go out to Fullerton or Fullerton would come to Lincoln, and it was a good and an exciting series to watch every single year.
Do we prefer Fullerton's blue and orange or Florida's blue and orange?
Ooh,
I'm a Fullerton blue and orange guy myself.
I like
because Fullerton's like a darker blue.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they used to have the pinstripe jerseys too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
So-
the font they use for their F is better as well.
Okay.
Valid.
All right.
But I do like the lighter blue.
So
Florida. I don't know, it's a little mixture.
We're 5 teams in.
We're 5 in. We're 5 deep. This one might ruffle some feathers.
Okay.
But again, great fan base, and honestly, really nice people. If you run up with some of them, and if they're barbecuing over here, if you're nice enough to them, they're nice enough to you. They'll give you some food, and guess what? It tastes delicious. Texas.
Okay.
Sure.
Again, might ruffle some feathers, but some great people if you meet the right people.
There's been a couple of the state of Nebraska alums on their team in recent years. Eric Kennedy was one that had been here multiple years, 2 straight years, last year and the year before for the Texas Longhorns. Eric Kennedy, former guy that was from the state of Nebraska, played with the Lincoln Rebels growing up. Eric Kennedy did, and he was here. One of those guys we hear so much about, former guys that were in high schools in Nebraska's. Dalton Bargo for Tennessee. You've had a couple of other ones throughout the years, but that was one that never really got talked about a whole lot. Was that Eric Kennedy, the starting right fielder for Texas, was from the state.
I'm just saying that LSU and Texas fans, when they're making food out there, again, amazing people. Sometimes they'll share the food with you.
Yeah,
great food. South Carolina, always Gamecocks. Mostly because of the shirts they wear.
That's just pandering to the audience. but
Mostly because of
whatever.
the shirts they wear. Can't say it on air, but they're great.
Yeah. South Carolina, that 2010 through 2014 run was really, really good when they had Pancake and Christian Walker and Scott Wingo. Christian Walker's still in the majors, by the way, with the Diamondbacks. But it was a really good first baseman for South Carolina. Obviously, Jackie Bradley Jr. in the outfield. There was a lot of notable college names, college-specific names. Obviously, Jackie Bradley Jr. played with the Red Sox for a while, but there were certainly some notable names back then.
Yeah, I'm just it's
in the college baseball world.
South Carolina wins the last game and wins the last College World Series in Roosevelt, wins the first College World Series at then TD Ameritrade Park, now it's Charles Schwab Field. Just a storied history, and again, their fan base travels really well. And my final team, there were so many teams to choose from, but really my favorite part of the College World Series is when you have at least one Cinderella team. So it's insert Cinderella team here as my dream field, especially even better if you get a team where it's their first time, where it's a team that wasn't supposed to make it. It's their first time making the College World Series because the fan base shows up in droves. Even if they go 0-2, the fan base stays around and they're just taking in the city for all that it's worth and loving every moment of it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple, right? Like Fresno State instantly comes to mind where they win it.
Like I wanted to say Vanderbilt,
Stony Brook.
Yeah.
Stony Brook, did they go 0-2 though?
I think so.
Yeah.
I believe Stony Brook went 0-2.
Unfortunately.
So, I mean, even Stanford, unfortunately, and this isn't a Cinderella, but even Stanford, and it's funny because Braden Montgomery, the injured outfielder for Texas A&M, who is riding around on a scooter, he transferred from Stanford to A&M. So he's actually been here. This is his third straight year that Braden Montgomery has been in Omaha. However, both of those years, Stanford went 0-2.
Yeah.
So this is the farthest that he's made it, but unfortunately injured.
He's not even able to play.
Been a big part of Texas A&M.
That
He's going to be a
sucks.
first-round pick this year for Texas A&M. All right, let's put a pin there because when we come back, we'll get Austin's list. Dreamfield. You can send yours in 402-450-6244. You can join us on the Honda
Whose number
Lincoln
you just
hotline.
give?
Yeah, what number did you just give?
My own. 464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Hammond text line are open for you guys the entire show today. We'll step aside, come right back. It's the happy hour on the ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first.
That sounds like a match made in heaven.
Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at KoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, deal ends June 14th. Join now, online or at your local PF Club.
See Home Club for details.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out Emerge Zero. Building off the original best-selling Emerge formula, Emerge Zero is a body slenderizing solution that helps blast body fat, curb appetite, and provide the energy you need to get through the day. Emerge Zero can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off on your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends July 31st or while supplies last. Acres, solutions for every field.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys. The rest of the way, we'll take it until 2 o'clock before we hand things off to Strick and Austin for On the Block before they hand it off to DP and J for Old School as we're here until 6 p.m. Today's sold out at the Blur Tailgate. You can get your tickets for tomorrow at blurevents.com/Omaha. You can also buy them at the door if you're undecided. You want to walk around the area and see what it looks like. Because you can, I would just say get them before, though, because once you walk around, you're going to say, yeah, I want to be a part of that. And
you might miss your chance.
You'll want to get a wristband tomorrow. So a good slate of games on tap. We're about 30 minutes away or so from starting the elimination games today. It's North Carolina and Florida State up first. Florida and Kentucky, the nightcap at 6 p.m. I would expect there to be a couple of delays. Rain is on the horizon. We can kind of feel it. It's very sticky, very muggy.
It's heavy.
Yeah, you walk outside, it is hot. Hot.
You can see the clouds moving real quick. If you look right over here.
So nonetheless, those are the two games that are on tap today. We'll see when we get them in, if we get them in today. All right, Austin, we got to Rico's list. We got to my list. Let's go to yours here in the second segment.
So I have two lists. So my dream College World Series, and then my dream Nebraska College World Series. So start with just my dream. We can go through it pretty quick. LSU makes sense.
Yeah.
Clemson. One of the best programs of all time, really. I mean, in terms of the wins and losses, they've been to Omaha, I think, 11 times, 12.
Yes. Yep.
Never won a title. So there's history, there's tradition there. And, hey, you probably get a Dabo Swinney appearance. So I've got nothing against Clemson.
Had a really good outfielder a couple of years ago, Seth Beer.
Yep.
Seth Beer was really
Cam
good.
Canarella is a guy that America needed to get introduced to. Caden Grice would have been fun to see. So that's my first two. Mississippi State. A good enough but not overwhelming SEC program that had the time of their lives when they were here in 2021 winning the title. I've got Miami there. A little bit of the private flair. I wanted some ACC. I wanted Florida. But Florida and Florida State are here all the time. Miami's not necessarily.
Going back to the Mississippi State one, that was 2021. Was that the year Rowdy Jordan kind of burst onto the scene? Rowdy Jordan was an outfielder, wore number 4 for Mississippi State, the Bulldogs. I remember him being in center field, Rowdy Jordan.
Yep, that's the
so
one.
he had himself a really nice championship series, I know for sure. We mentioned Will Clark earlier. Obviously, one of the best first basemen to ever play at the College World Series.
Right.
Because that was the start of the state of Mississippi back-to-back.
Because Ole Miss came in the next year as like the last team in the field.
That's right.
Yep.
And
That's
went
Don't
wire
let
to wire
the
and won.
Rebs get hot.
Them Rebs were running, hotty-toddy and all that. All right, I have Texas in there as well. Like Rico said, that's a program with a lot of tradition that knows how to make the trip. Arizona State is a team that hasn't been back in a while.
Oh.
Big party school as well.
Very
I
big.
think they would bring the baseball tradition and the party.
I don't think
Oregon
Omaha would be able to handle it.
I bet they could. I have Oregon State in there just because, again, I want some West Coast flair. Not all SEC, ACC dominated. And I teased this during the break to you guys. If I'm picking a dream Cinderella recently, UConn. It's a program that is good enough, but not great. It's handled the Big East pretty darn well these last few years. They have their, hashtag HookC on Twitter. Stick it to Creighton a little bit. Get a psychotic Dan Hurley appearance more likely than not. So, yeah, like your Coastals, your Stony Brooks are fine. But UConn, I would love to see just because they've been so good. And I think they're waiting for that breakthrough moment.
I also like the UConn. They were wearing them in the Oklahoma regional. But I don't know if they're throwbacks or they're just their regular jerseys, but they look really old. Like just the
grays
style.
with the
Yeah.
They look like they're just very heavy.
Yeah, they look
like
like
they'd
they're-
be miserable to
What's
wear.
the cotton? They look like the cotton jerseys.
Yeah.
Don't tell George Costanza that. He likes cotton. Yankees got to go to cotton. Anyway, but nonetheless, so what's crazy? So a couple of the teams that I would have thought, I'm surprised I didn't hear Oregon State.
I had them.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you
I
didn't hear
have
Oregon
them.
State. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
no Oregon State vibes here.
My
State.
tough cuts were
Okay.
UCLA.
Yep.
Oklahoma State.
That's one too.
That's a good one.
Okay.
With who's the third baseman? The third baseman. Well,
Like
first of
now?
all, no, for Oregon State's one of the best ones to ever do it. I don't know. I'm blanking on the name. I'll be able to quickly figure this out. Go ahead.
Fullerton was a tough cut. Rice is a team that hasn't been here in a while. That's a program with some baseball tradition. It's not a huge Texas power all the time. And then Stanford, who's been here before, but the Nerds just didn't have a good enough time when they were up here. So I don't necessarily want to invite them back to the party all the time.
Low key TCU in Omaha, fun time.
Yeah,
TCU.
fun.
I mean, we talked about Jim Schlossnagel while he led TCU and got here 7 times as the head coach of the Horned Frogs. A guy on TCU, Brandon Finnegan, was fun. That felt a little not nostalgic, but like Omaha could relate to that a little bit, just because he was one of the first guys to get drafted and then be playing in the majors within the calendar year,
Moving it.
because he quickly moves through the ranks, and he's pitching in the World Series later that fall with the Kansas
With the
City
Royals.
Royals. So Brandon Finnegan then got traded to the Reds and fell
Hasn't
off the map.
done anything
Sadly,
since then.
fell off the map.
All right, my Nebraska-centric College World Series. This is going to be fun. Obviously, Nebraska has to be there.
Yes.
So for the first time since 2005, Nebraska's there. Texas is a carryover for a lot of reasons there.
I would agree.
I was between Texas and Texas A&M, but I think the Nebraska-Texas A&M stuff is more recent with Trev, so I think
Yes.
there's deeper-seated history with Texas. Oregon State is there because of Mike
Okay.
Riley and the College World Series tradition. Arizona State is there for 96 football, and Nebraska needs redemption. They beat Arizona State in Game 1 in 05, and then Jeff Larish did his thing with the 3
Yes.
homers, and then the walk-off in the 11th to eliminate Nebraska in 05.
Nebraska also traveled to Tempe just a couple of years ago.
That's right, with Darren.
and play with Darren Erstad and played down in Tempe. There's some non-conference matchups that are just fun, and it's like I enjoy having like actually a series against this team, against this program. I think Arizona State's one of those, similar to the way Cal State Fullerton was.
Yeah.
So
We need
anyway.
that Cal State Fullerton matchup back.
Bring it.
There's a lot of matchups I think Nebraska fans would be willing to have. I think like a series against either Texas or Texas A&M. I remember
Played
going
at Kaufman.
I remember going to Nebraska baseball games growing up, and it would be like, all right, Nebraska against Texas. They got some lefty on the mound. That's their Friday night guy, 9-0 on the season. And it's like you just know that that's a team that's going to be playing in the postseason. Nebraska under Mike Anderson wasn't always the greatest, wasn't always the most competitive against some of the top echelon teams. So when Nebraska with teams like with Cash Kalkowski and Chad Christensen and Rich Sanguinetti could win games against those opponents.
Well, maybe
it was
the
like,
best game in
this is
program
fun.
history is that 3-2, like 15-inning game.
That's right. That's right. Yep, you're right.
It's when you're going against those teams where on the mound is the guy who's going to get drafted in the first round, a guy who's going to get just a guy who's going to get drafted, and behind him they've got at least 6 guys who are going to be playing in the majors in a few years. So you're just like, yes, this is what I want.
That is the unfortunate part of playing in the Big Ten, because there's not a lot of home games that Nebraska fans get to see that in.
Yeah.
We saw it down in Stillwater. You could see it if you go to Globe Life earlier in the year. But the only one that I can really think of, there's 2 in the last 2 years. And it was Matt Shaw with Maryland last year. And then it was Brody Brecht at Iowa. Then it's like, okay, when Nebraska plays these guys, these are surefire top 3-round draft picks that we'll hopefully see in the majors going in the next couple of years. That's not the case. You don't get that a whole lot for, I think, the Husker fans, especially in a day and age where it's so common to know more about these guys now, know more about mock drafts, where they might land, who they are, where are they from, where they transfer from. That's a conversation as well. We don't get that as much now in the Big Ten Conference anymore, like we would if we were in the Big 12.
Right. That's a big downside, that you haven't had any of those classic games that resonate nationally just because the product isn't there. Rounding out my bracket would be Miami for football history, LSU in the Bo Pelini Bowl, and they've been here before. Florida for football history and the fact they've been to Omaha. And then Arkansas with the Dave Van Horn angle, right? I don't know if this was on air or off air, but Arkansas isn't in my dream College World Series, but obviously the Nebraska ties. If I'm building a Nebraska-centric College World Series, you got to get a Nebraska-Arkansas matchup, not just for Dave Van Horn, not just for 2021 Fayetteville. I think they're enough there, and that's a team I'd like to see Nebraska play in football. It's a weird matchup that's close enough that you don't really get, but Arkansas is on that list of teams that's comparable to Nebraska, been a little bit better, SEC in name, but not over-the-top powerful brand. I'm kind of surprised that hasn't been a neutral site game at Arrowhead.
Yeah,
give me Sam Pittman in Memorial Stadium.
Yeah,
it's also driving distance for both sides, right?
Yeah.
It's like an 8-hour drive, I believe, down to Fayetteville, and it's not too bad at all. It's driving distance, I think, for some. I'm trying to think of Arkansas teams that just Nebraska plays. Like basketball went through a run under Tim Miles, maybe even Doc Sadler before Tim Miles, where they played like Little Rock every year. But
Pine Bluff a couple years ago.
Yeah, like other than that, Nebraska and Arkansas state-wise don't really have a connection there. All right,
build the connection to Arkansas.
I'm going to ask you guys this question off the cuff, and I want your guys' answer.
Oh no!
If you could put Nebraska baseball in a certain location for a regional outside of Lincoln,
okay,
what stadium, what city do you guys want to go to? What city would you want to attend? Because Nebraska fans were able to do it in 2021 at Baum Walker in Fayetteville once again. We were able to see the Stillwater action. What if you could pick anywhere to host a regional that Nebraska's playing in as the 2 seed?
Yeah,
where would it be? Any choices or thoughts that just instantly come to mind?
The first one that just popped in my head was Baum Walker.
Okay,
like I haven't been there, and it just seems like a really nice stadium. It seems like a really awesome atmosphere and environment to be around and be in. So that's something that I want to experience at least once. Another one, which they'd be the 2 seed. It'd be kind of weird, but it's a stadium that I see all the time when people are talking about top views in college baseball, and that's Appalachian State.
Okay.
Because, when you go there, and it's always like the fall pictures, though, when the trees are changing color. So you're not going to be playing there when the trees are changing color, but it just looks like a beautiful stadium to be at.
So my initial thought right away is actually one of the teams that are in the College World Series. Texas A&M. Yeah, Bluebell. Bluebell with Kyle Field in the background. They just did some renovations to it as well. I think SEC is like a layup. Any SEC spot is probably
anywhere.
And ACC for that matter. ACC, I was saying it on the Captain Show earlier today. ACC, we got to remember how good the ACC is at baseball. I got to remember, like with Georgia, who was the number 1 team consistently this year. Obviously, Virginia's made another College World Series. NC State made it. NC State avoided the transfer bug and still endured the transfer bug and still made it to the College World Series. You have North Carolina here.
NC State sports had a hell of a year.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I think SEC's the layup, but I'm going to go Texas A&M.
Yeah, LSU's on that list. Go to the dude
Alex
at Mississippi
Box,
State would be fun. But here's one off the wall, more recent. How about go to the jungle? East Carolina. If Arkansas fans were getting on Mojo Hagee in left field, I can only imagine What would it
'Cause
be
they have
like in the
standing
jungle?
room that's right up against the wall,
The fence,
right? Yeah,
yeah.
the fence. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
It's
about when
rainful.
you went up to Corvallis for the women's regional? What was did you take a trip over to it?
It was right across the street, essentially, like a block, maybe block and a half away. And I mentioned this yesterday, too. I would have loved to have gone to a baseball game. It was Oregon State, Washington. Travis Bazzana homered twice in a game that I missed by 30 minutes because of media availability. Could have gotten in late, but had other stuff to do at that point. Facility's fine. Didn't see a whole lot of it, really just saw the stadium. It seemed fine. It's okay. The problem with Corvallis is that it's dreary, right? It was gray and just kind of sprinkling the whole time, which is fine, I guess. But when you picture the box, when you picture Bluebell, the dude, the jungle, you picture, bright blue sky, few clouds, just a great day for baseball. I didn't picture a great day for baseball in Corvallis necessarily.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Nebraska basketball returning to the Sanford Pentagon again, and it's not just the men's team. We'll talk about the women's team as well, as they'll make trips somewhat together to the Sanford Pentagon up in Sioux Falls in South Dakota. The women will play on one day, and the next day the men play a formidable opponent, a notable opponent, maybe more so than the teams that they've faced in years past. We'll give you our thoughts when we return on the happy hour. Huge thanks to Empire Fence and Netting, and a bigger thanks to Blur Events down here, 12th and Cass Street. Make sure you go online, blurevents.com/Omaha to get your tickets. Can't get them for today because they're all sold out. Expecting over 900 folks here in the tent today, but you can get them for the rest of the week as well. blurevents.com/Omaha. We'll step aside, round out the noon hour. Coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Nebraska Lottery presents 5 reasons the dollar bill is so great. First, it's always there when you need it. You can always find one folded up in your pocket just waiting to get you out of a jam. Second, it's humble. It doesn't strut around like a 50 or 100 waiting for people to compliment it. Third, it works hard. Whether you need more money for a tip or extra detergent at the laundromat, a dollar bill sure comes in handy. Fourth, it beats lugging around 100 pennies. And fifth, you can use it to buy a Lotto America ticket from the Nebraska Lottery. Lotto America only costs $1. It has a $2 million starting jackpot with drawings every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And you can add the All-Star bonus for an additional $1 to multiply any prize won. So visit a Nebraska Lottery retailer today and buy a Lotto America ticket. Ooh, sounds like someone tried to pay with 100 pennies. So sad.
Lotto America top prize odds, 1 in 26 million.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Time for a new AC? Call Bryant. Get rebates now and lower operating costs every day. For comfort and efficiency, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: partly sunny skies to start, and a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. Otherwise breezy with falling temps, a high around 92. Tonight, showers and storms likely with a low around 64. And tomorrow, continued chance of showers and storms with a high around 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Cook for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I already had someone created in my image. He's evil, he wants to take over the world, and he fits easily into most overhead storage bins.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in one final time for the noon hour before we hand things off to the 1 o'clock hour. Rico and Austin will join you immediately. I got to step aside for 25 minutes or so, but I'll rejoin and meet back up with the fellas at about around 1:30 or so. We got to talk about the game that's about to commence at 1 p.m. because we got to get predictions in like we have. So we'll table that basketball conversation for the 1 o'clock hour at that 1:30 area. All right, guys, so we're just moments away from Florida State and North Carolina. What are our immediate thoughts on the Tar Heels and the Seminoles? Who wants to go first?
My thoughts are chop it up. Yeah. Go Noles. Again, I'm in full hater garb again today. I did it yesterday for Big Blue Nation. I did it today for the Tar Heels, the Dirty Tar Heels. So I think Florida State, its offense is just too good, right? We're still waiting for that signature moment out of James Tibbs the third. Yes. That's a guy that I hope has a big moment today. I like UNC's pitching a little bit more than I do Florida State's on the aggregate. I think they have more arms available, but consider this a vote of confidence in the Florida State offense to come through, especially in the early game of the day. So I am pulling for the Noles. I think the offense is going to get it done and put me on the books for a James Tibbs the third signature moment in Omaha.
Rico.
I'm gonna have to agree with Austin, man. I can't side with North Carolina. I mean, my wife's a Duke fan. I can't do that. It's just, it would be, I don't know if I'd be allowed home. It just wouldn't work out that way. So I have to go with the Noles, man. The offense will get its thing going, and like you said, the early game, maybe some fireworks. We'll see what happens.
So I'm going to say Florida State as well. I think another name that you guys did not mention. You mentioned James Tibbs. How about Cam Smith? So good. They have the ACC Player of the Year in James Tibbs, and then right behind him in the lineup. We talked about it with Florida a couple weeks ago in Stillwater. We talked about it doing high school state baseball too, Austin. Teams nowadays are shifting towards, some of them, I should say, to where their power hitters, some of their best hitters are second in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State's got two of them back-to-back. You have James Tibbs, who hits second, and then you have Cam Smith, who hits third. So that's why I'm going to say also history just not on the side of North Carolina.
No.
They've gotten here so often, just never been able to get over that hump. And so I'm going to say Florida State in that regard. Also, with Mike Martin's unfortunate passing, I think there's some emotion here that Florida State will be able to play off of. Night game, Florida and Kentucky. Contrast of styles, Florida with over 120 home runs. Kentucky around 84 coming into the College World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky wins yesterday in an elimination game. But Florida wins yesterday in an elimination game. Where we fall with the Gators and the Wildcats?
Look, regardless of pitching, which Kentucky has in spades, as you mentioned, kind of contrasting styles, Florida, regardless of who has been against them, and everybody said, okay, we're going to do this with Jack Cagliano, we're going to do this with Florida, and we're going to avoid the bat. Nobody's been able to avoid the bats. Mm-hmm. Nobody's been able to silence the Florida Gators, and I don't think it starts tonight. Florida. Even though I have Kentucky winning the national championship for me, it's just tough to pick against Florida right now. They're hot.
If Ashton Wilson hits in the 3-hole, Kentucky.
How bad? How about that? Austin, you and I have this
there.
personal vendetta. We have nothing.
Ashton Wilson
had no reason.
He had 6 hits all season going into game 1 against Nebraska. You have 4 for 5 with multiple extra base hits in game 1 against Stillwater. So not only will he stick in my craw for the rest of my life, he just hasn't lived up to that billing the rest of the offseason, or the rest of the postseason, I should say. Florida's really good. It's really hard to deny the bats, but I'm going to go with my heart rather than my gut and my head on this one. I think Florida's a better team, even though it didn't show throughout the regular season. They're playing better right now. I think they're more talented up and down the lineup, but I just got a feeling about Kentucky. Give me the Cats tonight.
There it is. Everybody, I picked Florida to make it to the championship series at the beginning of this whole thing, so I have to stick with them. There it is. All right, there it is. Let's finish out the noon hour. Step aside. Rico and Austin will take you through the first couple of minutes of the 1 o'clock hour. Don't go anywhere. They'll get into much more sports talk, basketball, baseball, maybe even a little football on the horizon. But we also have a special guest coming up in the 1 o'clock hour, so stay tuned for that one right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you are passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. On the Block with Strick and Austin.
When you look at Nebraska baseball, I mean, a 40-win season, best pitching in the Big Ten, above average offense for the Big Ten. You go to regionals, far and away the best pitching staff, but a good half a run below even the third worst offense in that regional. When you look at Nebraska baseball, is that a program that needs to improve the pitching first or the lineup first to be able to make more of a dent in the postseason?
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll go for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the happy hour live from the Blur Events tailgate here at the Men's College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska, just a block south of Charles Schwab Field. We're here right outside the Hilton, the big white tent. You can't miss it. And it is me. It is Austin. Nick had to step away for a second, and we are joined by a very special guest, Stacy Lenners. Stacy, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
We're
How
great
is this-
because you are making this a great event.
Look,
we are so grateful to be up here. Like,
It's
my
everybody's
second
here.
time, this is mwah. Well
Well,
done.
this is our second year
Thank
here, and I would not want to be anywhere else. This big white tent with these 18 TVs, the drinks, the food, everything. We were gushing about the burgers yesterday. How you guys actually grill them? You got the grills back here going. As soon as I pull up, park in the parking garage. My car's right there. Park in the parking garage. I see the smoke. I smell the burgers. It's fantastic. You guys are doing an amazing job, and I'm so glad that we get to be here with you guys.
Well, we're glad to have you.
How has it been these first few days through the College World Series? How have the crowds been? How's everything been going down here?
It's been going really smooth. We have just our team is amazing that helps put this all together, not just me. And we've had wonderful guests. We've had a great turnout every day. Every day is a little different group. So we've had various fans in here from all the teams, and so that's been fun too. So it's been a good time.
And I know we were talking off air about, the year before this was like the Wake Forest headquarters. Wake Forest was stationed at the Hilton. They'd walk by. We'd see me and DP got a picture with the Demon Deacon when he was walking by. Just a great fan base all around. The number 1 seed, Tennessee, the Volunteers.
Yes.
If they happen to make it to the championship series, this place is going to turn orange, correct?
It is. We're already working on all the back end for Orange. We're fingers crossed. Yes, they will be with us all day Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. If they go into the Monday.
If they have to.
Yeah, if they have to.
Or
So,
if they take
yeah.
care of business, you just get
We're-
2 days of them. But either way, it's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a lot of fun. They're a great team. They've been a fun crew to put all this together with. So
For the Volunteers fans that will be here, what's your favorite part of the tent, of the tailgate, of the setup? What would you recommend the first thing they get here? What's your favorite part that they have to do?
gosh, that is a good question. If it's really hot and sunny, I'd put my feet in the cold tub. Yeah, we do that kind of at the end of the night, just take a break at the end of the
You guys shut it all down. You go chill in the cool tub.
Chill in the cool tub. Pick off the sandals or the tennis shoes and just relieve your feet. Or anyway, one of my favorite parts. But there's so many things to do in here with 18 TVs, lots of games, food, drink. Can't go wrong.
How many steps are you averaging a day?
Oh,
That is a good
10,000
question.
plus?
That's funny that you said that. I haven't really looked this year. I did look last year though. I was averaging about 17,000 steps a day. Yeah.
I call that a good week.
Yes, and I know some of my team members they average a lot more than that. They're running around a lot more than I am. Which
You're still working.
I'm still working.
You're still working.
Trying to do some work. So, but yeah, we're getting our workout in.
You mentioned the 18 TVs spread all across here. We've got the couches. We've got the standing, the bar seating. We've got, some smaller chairs back there. We've got the yard games over here. The yard games, right? Are you a pro in any of these?
I wish I could say I was, but no, I'm really not. They're
If
all
you're-
fun, but
If you're going to
I'm
be
not
a pro, which one are you going pro in?
Oh, probably bag toss. I like bag toss.
Nice.
Yeah, but we've got the jumbo Jenga and the Connect Four and the beer pong, all sorts of things. But yeah, I prefer the bag toss.
So how much work goes into, getting this tent put up, getting all of the drinks, the ice, the food, the TVs, the chairs, the tables? How much work goes into getting all of this prepared, before the teams start arriving or before anybody starts, coming in to enjoy themselves here at the Blur Events tailgate?
That's a good question. We definitely work on, logistics kind of year round, but the actual on-site, it takes about 3 weeks to set up. We have been our whole team's from Lincoln, few from Omaha, but we've been up here since May 22nd.
Wow.
So right before we opened, it had been 3 weeks. So by the time we head home, it'll be a little over, 5.5 weeks. So yeah, it takes a lot of prep. There's a lot of details that go involved. It's a lot of our own outside of the tent and some of the portable restrooms. It's a lot of our own equipment that we're bringing up from Lincoln. So yeah, there's a lot of back end work, but we have good time while we're doing it too. So
12th annual,
12th.
Right? How did the idea start? How did it come about? What made you think this is what the College World Series and other events needed?
Well, really started as a hobby with Nebraska football.
Mm.
That's how it started. So way before they built the stadium here, when it was TD Ameritrade. So I started down in Lincoln kind of as a hobby, and we just saw kind of a need for something a little bit unique. Corporate groups were looking for something different on game days to feel a little bit more part of the environment and get, feel of the game day. And so we just kind of built it from there. And then when they built the stadium, we're like, let's do it.
Here we go.
Let's move up to Omaha and see what we can do for the series. And this has been a blast. Really getting to know all the teams every year. That's a big perk.
What's changed from the first one to this 12th one?
Oh gosh. Well, we were at a different location for 9 years prior to this, so it was a little bit smaller location. So I'd say, we always say we just trial and error everything. And, what works, what doesn't. We're constantly tweaking things. And so I look back 12 years ago, and there's a lot of little things that change, but probably not a lot of our guests really realize behind the scenes that have made it more efficient, maybe make it more memorable or enjoyable for our guests. But yeah.
So you said this started as kind of a hobby for Nebraska football events, right? What kind of went through your guys' minds when you decided we can do this at a much larger scale and do this for Husker football, the College World Series, like all of these other things?
Well, when we were doing it kind of as a hobby, it was just acquiring a TV here and there and a couple pieces of equipment and a trailer. And we just kind of started expanding a little bit as the things that we needed. And so, to take it to the next scale, we just bit the bullet and said, let's give it a shot. My business partner, Eric, and I had both been in marketing and sales for a long time, and we really enjoyed the, hospitality atmosphere. And we're like, let's just try it. We didn't see anything else out there like it at the time. And so we just said, let's do it. Had a couple, one or two clients our first year, and just kind of grew it from there.
The staff, right? You talk about the staff getting in a lot of work. You said they're Lincoln based too. Are they driving up every day, putting in the work early in the morning? It's 10:30 to midnight, but you guys don't just show up at 10:30. Talk about your staff and the job that they've done to make this environment what it is.
Oh, yeah, they're great. We're actually staying here at the Hilton. So our whole team has been here. Most of our team has been here since May 22nd. And so the Hilton's been gracious, and so it's been we're not driving back and forth all day. I will say a couple times people had to go back, had to get a haircut, things of that nature, check on the mail. But other than that, we've been here. So not a big commute. So that's been helpful. And then, set up, we had a little extra time this year. We had some nice days off where instead of doing like a 7 to 4 day shift, we get off at noon. We went to the Nebraska game a couple times, went to the zoo. So we try to make it a little bit of a fun environment. So we were all having a good time along the way while we're, working and thinking about all the unique things that we can do. For instance, in our porta potties, we kind of beefed those up this year with some fun little amenities down there. And those were just thoughts we had along the way. And we're like, let's do it while we're up here. And it's just a team effort and all the good ideas. And so,
So not to give away, any secrets, but so you guys come to the College World Series every year. It's been 12 years. You guys had the Blur Events tailgate out in Colorado this last football season. Are there any other events, any bigger events that you guys are planning on, bringing your services to?
Sure. So every once in a while we do, every couple of years we go out of state, for a Nebraska game. So we've been to Boulder a couple of times. We do not have an out-of-state game planned this fall. We have all the home games as usual. We don't have really anything else. We do a couple festivals as well. SIP Nebraska. It's a Nebraska Wine, Craft Beer, and Spirits Festival.
We've been to that one before. That's a fun one.
So that's a spring and a fall. So we'll have that one again in the fall. So other than that, we don't really have anything else on the docket yet for this year.
Yeah. And that's okay, because what you have on the docket is already fantastic, right? I mean, I think sometimes we see businesses try to do too much at once, right? And you've been doing this for 12 years, like you said, but you guys know your role, you know your niche. How have you seen even like the crowds change from year 1 to year 12 here in Omaha?
I've seen a lot more, just company groups coming out and having a good time. Today we have a couple new companies that are here just entertaining their employees. Or you're getting out and about using it as like a team building event, where maybe in the early days it was just those corporate groups entertaining their clients. We've got a couple this year that are, I've got a big group here today. All of their team members, they took the day off and they're all out here. And so, we see it utilized a lot. The other night we had a bachelor party. I didn't
No
even
way.
realize they booked
Oh.
online. Didn't even realize they had a group of like 15 and they were here all day having a good time. So we've seen people make it into just their own event, creating, their own experiences around it, whether it's anniversaries, team building, corporate groups, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties.
An event within the event.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
I know last year. So me and my wife try to get to the College World Series every year,
Mhm.
and with us being here and being partnered with you guys, me and her came down here and just had ourselves a great time. And she was asking again this year. She goes, "So are we going to go back down to the Blur tent and then walk around the crowd?" I was like, "Let's see what we can do. See what we can do."
Absolutely. Let us know. We'll get you in.
It's such an amazing experience down there. And I mean, you guys, look, we're a block south of the stadium. Like, we're here. You walk across the street. The baseball village is over there. You can get yourself a nice T-shirt. Come back over here. Get yourself some food, some drinks.
You're going to need a drink.
Prime,
It's freaking hot outside.
yeah, this is a prime position that you guys have.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we enjoy it. We're lucky to be here, and hopefully it's for the long haul.
We're planning on being here for the long
We're
haul.
gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, Stacy, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully, you can take your feet a little bit. You rested up. I know it's going to be a long rest of the night, but again, thank you so much for having us out. We appreciate you stopping by and having us.
Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate you guys.
Make sure you pour, like 3 bags of ice in that cold tub for yourself at the end of the night.
I will.
Because it's going to look, like you said, it's going to get packed here
gonna
tonight.
get packed.
And then the weekend, hopefully, fingers crossed, Tennessee makes it to the championship series. So you guys are, in a good way, extra busy.
Extra busy. I know. We're kind of excited.
But yeah,
To-
thank you. As Austin said, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for putting on this primo event here at the Blur Events Tailgate. If you don't have your tickets yet, go online, get yourself some tickets for tomorrow, for the rest of the weekend. Get down here, enjoy some drinks, some food, some amazing people who are working here at the Blur Events Tailgate. Maybe you'll come down here and say hi to DP, Austin, myself. We're having a grand old time down here. Thank you so much.
you.
With that, we're going to go to a break. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: partly sunny skies to start, and a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. Otherwise breezy with falling temps and a high around 92. Tonight, showers and storms likely with a low around 64. And tomorrow, continued chance of showers and storms with a high around 75. Meteorologist Kyle Quick for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out Emerge Zero. Building off the original best-selling Emerge formula, Emerge Zero is a body slenderizing solution that helps blast body fat, curb appetite, and provide the energy you need to get through the day. Emerge Zero can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, Austin Orman, Rico Alvarez Clary, live here from the Blur Events tailgate at the Men's College World Series outside of the Hilton, a block south of Charles Schwab Field. This is the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket. Again, I am Rico. That is Austin. Nick Sainert will be joining us here shortly. We've talked baseball. We've talked Blur events. Let's get to a little bit of a kind of breaking news, slightly breaking news happened earlier in the day regarding Nebraska Cornhuskers basketball. Not just the men, the women as well, men and women heading up to the Sanford Pentagon this year for two separate matchups, 2 separate days following each other. The women playing a pretty familiar team to head coach Amy Williams in the South Dakota Coyotes, the Yotes of South Dakota. One of her coaching stops on her way to coaching at Nebraska. and kind of a little bit of a connection, not another connection to Nebraska. Their head coach, Carrie Amy, was the head coach at the University of Nebraska Kearney for years. Her final year at the University of Kearney, they had a 20-2 record. Went to the NCAA tournament. I think they got to the second round. Didn't do too hot in there, but again, a 22 record, MIAA champions. And then she took the job at the University of Idaho, I believe. Was there for 1 year. Got the offer at the University of South Dakota. Took that, so now she's at the University of South Dakota, the head coach of the Yote women's basketball team.
A team that had some good WNIT success, right? Made it, third round, I want to say, a couple rounds in at least. The familiarities there. We're used to the Sanford Pentagon being a virtual home game for Nebraska. Not so much this time. It's actually in South Dakota. So, again, it'll be technically a neutral site game. But it'll be the first time, I think, that Nebraska played a non-orange team with the initials OSU at the Sanford Pentagon.
Oh.
Because the first time back in 2018?
I think so.
Was Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Lindy Waters was on that team. The men went up there, did it, got it done. Then last year, Oregon State. So the women will get the honor of being the first program to play a non-orange, non-OSU team in the Pentagon.
Yeah, and you can call it a neutral site game, but like you said, it'll be a home game for the University of South Dakota. But a pseudo home game for Amy Williams. I mean, she did coach at pseudo homecoming for Amy Williams. She did coach at South Dakota for a while, so that's gonna be a really nice game for the women. The men play the following day. The following day. So if you're going to go up there for the women's game, look, okay, let me put it this way. If you're going to go up there for the men's game, because I know a lot of people are going to do that, go a day or two earlier, go to the women's game, support them, get a hotel for an extra day or two.
Stick around.
You go to the men's game as they are playing St. Mary's.
Woo!
It's not a power 5, power 6 opponent. Nope. But it is a powerful opponent coming out of the West Coast Conference.
It's a fantastic moment for this Nebraska men's basketball program, right? The fact that they added a women's game, better late than never, I guess. Probably should have been happening before. But to get St. Mary's to come tells you, I think, that the perception nationally is that Nebraska is a program on the rise, right? Look what an NCAA tournament berth does for you. It gets St. Mary's ear, right? It's one thing for Oregon State to make the trek from Corvallis over to the Pentagon. Not a great program. I get it. They had their run in March a couple of years ago, but that was a fluke, and they showed it. They weren't a very good team last year. St. Mary's has gone back and forth with Gonzaga at the top of the West Coast Conference for about a decade now, right? It broke through, won the conference last year. It's mostly been Gonzaga's conference, but that BYU, St. Mary's, Gonzaga triumvirate really was at the top of the West Coast Conference for a while. And I'm a St. Mary's appreciator. You can go back to our pre-tournament shows from March, and I was all on the St. Mary's bandwagon. You go back to some of the corner threes I did. Like, this is St. Mary's here. It's got to be St. Mary's.
You are
here.
A big St. Mary's guy.
I am, and I don't know why. They just they play defense well. They usually have one or two guys that go off, right? They're kind of they're just fun, right? They're the plucky underdog that Gonzaga wants to be, I guess.
Yes.
Similar colors. Randy Bennett is a fantastic X's and O's coach. They remind me a little bit of Rutgers, but make it Australia. St. Mary's recruits internationally exceptionally well. A lot in Australia. One of their better players now.
Rutgers would make it Australian.
Augustas Marčiulionis is from Lithuania. He's a stud. The thing I'm bummed about, though, no Aiden Mahaney. It kills me. He is a stud, all-American sort of caliber, all-West Coast Conference guy. Smooth shooting, kind of think Reed Shepherd, but West Coast for you college basketball heads out there. At one point, he was committed to UConn, but I think he ended up at Kentucky. Either way, I'm bummed I won't get to see Aiden Mahaney in person at the Pentagon, but St. Mary's is a fantastic program. Randy Bennett's a fantastic coach, and this game doesn't happen if the perception of Nebraska isn't elevated over the last year and a half.
Exactly. And look, we've talked about it before where, Nebraska finishes fourth in the Big Ten? No. Yes. No, that was baseball. Nebraska third in the Big Ten this last year. And, some people were saying, oh, it's a down year for the Big Ten. Nebraska shouldn't be finishing that high, yada, yada, whatever. This is one of those games out of conference that if Nebraska is to pull out the victory, It doesn't matter how down the Big Ten is, as long as St. Mary's takes care of business, which they usually do year in and year out. That's going to be a win that will look amazing on the Nebraska resume come tournament time if, again, they are able to take care of business the rest of the year. And if they're sitting on the bubble, you'll look back and say, hey, remember that time Nebraska beat St. Mary's in South Dakota? That still happened. So that this game, and like you said, being able to schedule St. Mary's, being able to having St. Mary's entertain you and actually agree to play this game, even though it's in South Dakota.
Thousands of miles from home. It's a home game for you.
Exactly. That is what making the NCAA tournament has done for Nebraska.
St. Mary's on a neutral court ought to be a quad one game. I don't anticipate them bottoming out, but some of the other games that the Gales have played in non-conference just last year, New Mexico, borderline, tournament team. You look at San Diego State. You know how good that program's been. Xavier, there's a Power 6 program. Not as good last year as they have been, but still a powerful enough name.
It's one of those where you schedule, you don't know how they're going to be.
Right. Davidson,
yep,
down a little bit, but solid enough. Utah, play a Pac-12 game. Boise State, another fringe tournament team there. Colorado State, tournament team. UNLV, fringe tournament team.
So
Middle Tennessee's had some success.
So you look at those. St. Mary's isn't going to schedule a team that's not going to help their chances in making the NCAA tournament because they're playing in the West Coast Conference. No BYU, just Gonzaga you get twice a year. It's not like that conference has a bunch of hard hitters that a tournament committee is going to look at and say, oh, yeah, St. Mary's beat this team. That's going to get them in. They have to schedule hard in their non-con. So if you're Nebraska, I mean, that's kind of a badge of honor, right?
It is. The year before, Oral Roberts, Vermont, perennial tournament team out of the America East. North Texas, who they stomped, but North Texas under Grant McCaslin was a really good defensive program, challenging for the tournament. Vandy, not great, but still an SEC name. Washington, not great, still a Pac-12 name. New Mexico under Rich Pitino, again, back-to-back years. They played Houston at Dickies Arena a couple years ago, only lost by 5 when Houston was number 1. San Diego State again, New Mexico State again, Colorado State again, Wyoming fringe tournament team. It means more than I initially thought. Like it was cool to see St. Mary's pop up, but seeing who they've scheduled in the non-conference, it really is a mark of, hey, maybe Nebraska's on the right track and doing something.
That's a way of St. Mary's. That's a way for St. Mary's to say, hey, we respect you enough that you will help our chances, if we beat you, of getting us into the NCAA tournament because we think that you're going to do well the rest of the season and look like not a blemish on our resume.
Right.
Which is again a badge of honor, even though you're a Power 6 team for Nebraska. Not the rich basketball history that some teams have. So if a St. Mary's, who again is a perennial NCAA tournament team, puts you on the schedule, it's got to make you feel a little bit better about that scheduling and about that game up in South Dakota. Again, if you're a little late coming to this, we mentioned the Sanford Pentagon is going to be host to 2 Nebraska games this next season. The women will be playing the University of South Dakota, the Yotes, in a pseudo homecoming for Amy Williams, as she was the head coach for South Dakota for quite some time. And then the following day, the men will welcome in. I'm just going to say welcome in because it's South Dakota. It's a lot closer than St. Mary's is. We'll welcome in the St. Mary's Gales to the Sanford Pentagon. Again, a great non-conference matchup for Nebraska. And apparently, based on how St. Mary's schedules, a great non-conference matchup for St. Mary's as well.
It's really good. It's an impressive pull for Nebraska to get a team like St. Mary's there. And even South Dakota on the women's side should be enough of a challenge, right? I still think Nebraska goes into that game favored, as they should, given Nebraska is an NCAA tournament team, South Dakota not. But it's an early enough matchup that we'll know a little bit about the teams, but not everything. So let's say, either program loses the game. Well, it's a bummer, right? You're that close to home. Fans will make the trip. But it's not the end-all, be-all, right? We're still waiting to get more details on the full non-conference schedules and how they shake up. We know Nebraska, the men, are headed out to Hawaii for their multi-team event over Christmas.
Will also be going.
Yeah, sponsors, we're still looking for you. 402-464-5685 or AustinTheTicketFM.com. Get in touch because we would do good work. We would love to head out there on in partnership with you. But yeah,
we'd have to change the name from On the Block to On the Beach.
Oh, there it is. Rico with the idea of the century right there.
We'll see how that works out.
But yeah, the season won't be over if Nebraska loses these games. But again, if you're able to get a win in the women's case against a solid NIT program, it's, hey, okay, we're right back to where we were. We're taking care of business. Can we take that next step? For the men, it would be the best non-conference win probably since 2018 Creighton.
Yes.
Maybe, and that wasn't even like a vintage, fantastic Creighton team. The men haven't lacked for opportunities, but this win over St. Mary's would mean more than like a Clemson or a Boston College in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, would mean more than beating Florida State without Derek Walker a couple of years ago in that multi-team event.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal for Nebraska to get this game. Now it's time for the program to capitalize.
And use it as kind of a pseudo home game. Again, South Dakota, it's not, the Sanford Pentagon's not terribly far away from Lincoln, Nebraska. Kind of use it as a home game for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and getting St. Mary's out here, all the way out here, hundreds of miles away from their campus is a great pull for Nebraska. Quick update on the Men's College World Series as Florida State and North Carolina are battling it out. Bottom of the second, Florida State scores a run in the top of the second, leads 1-0, and there's a challenge on the field right now as a North Carolina runner was called out. North Carolina is challenging it. He's going to be called safe. It's really not. It's not that close.
Boo! It's rigged. Tar Heel conspiracy. I'm against it.
I've got two non-Tar Heel loving people here at the table with me right now.
You might call them Tar Heel haters. In fact,
I didn't want to put the hater label on. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to just throw. I mean, yes, I didn't know deep. I didn't want to throw the hater label on. I just takes the hat off.
Rico.
Look, I didn't want to insult you by saying that you hated North Carolina.
I do. To my core.
I thought that there might be a little bit of love in there, just a smidge. It's the same state, right?
It's not even a. I hate that I love you. It's an I love to hate you.
Okay. All right.
Straight
Nothing?
up.
No love lost? No love lost for North Carolina? No love lost for North Carolina for UDP? Nothing at all? Yeah, so he can't hear me. He can't even hear. I say the words, and it just blanks out in his mind. He's just nothing. You can't even hear that word.
Correct
can you?
answer.
Nothing
Correct
at all.
response.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Makes sense for him. It makes sense for you with your Duke love. It's whatever. It's fine.
Again, having never been to the state of North Carolina, it's kind of weird for me to feel the way I do, but I've learned enough from the outside to understand just how deep the hate needs to run.
Mm-hmm.
And I am there. I exist in that
realm.
Space. Yes.
There are two things. One, in my closet, there is a shirt with letters on it.
Uh-huh.
Just has letters.
4 letters?
4 letters. Austin knows those 4 letters. Rico, do you know those 4 letters?
I don't know those 4 letters.
Those 4 letters. Austin, would you give him those 4 letters, please?
G.
G.
T.
T.
H.
H.
C.
C. And it amazingly, it goes with a song.
Oh, does it?
It goes with a
Beautiful
song.
song.
It's beautiful. It's melodic. Whenever the song is sung, angels get their wings.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
For
Because
every angel that lost its wings with Dean Smith stalling out the game of basketball,
Throw up
an
the
angel,
4,
an angel
yeah.
regains its wings
Yes.
when someone sings the song.
yes. And it's sung throughout the Carolinas, both north and south.
Oh, okay.
And it is plural in it. It unites 90% of the states. It is just one corner of the triangle of the state that rebukes it, but the rest of the states in the Carolinas
accept it.
Rebuke. We rebuke thee. Oh, evil one.
Okay.
We rebuke thee. We refuse to accept you as legitimate. G. T. H. C.
Is there a more pretentious fabric pattern than Argyle? You cannot tell me that there is.
Well, it's the fact that you chose a blue. It's like when we're riding up here today, we go, oh, look out, y'all! The blues are out here.
We did.
Yeah, it's them other blues. It's those other light evil blues.
Okay.
Boo them all. They ruined college basketball for a stretch.
Every other blue blood
Yes.
has this color blue or similar.
Yeah.
There is one exception.
Yeah.
The one.
The
Yeah.
ones that put themselves on a pedestal and think
Yeah.
they invented the game of basketball.
Yeah.
Arrogance
Yeah.
to their core.
No, and we have to correct them.
So
They
is
ruined the
UCLA
game
a
of
blue blood?
basketball.
UCLA is a blue blood, but even they are closer to a royal blue than the Carolina
Okay.
baby blue.
Like we named our own blue.
Carolina.
We
baby.
named our own blue.
Carolina.
We named her.
Carolina.
No. See, then you start talking like you're from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and quite frankly, if you're talking Tar Heels, baby, you have to say it with a little bass in your voice.
See, I don't.
You got to say it with a little extra bass in your voice because Tar Heels are everything.
See, there are certain voices, certain accents that go with schools, and for whatever reason, that accent does not match what I think of for somebody that goes to North Carolina.
Brad Doherty, Blackfoot, North Carolina, center. I love NASCAR.
Roy Williams, if you're still in the area, stop by Blur. I will pay for you to come in and we can have this conversation.
Yeah, well, 100%. That
I would love
listen.
to see Roy Williams sit next to you while you're wearing that shirt.
And here's the thing. Oh, and I've had this
dreamt of
conversation
this last
and
night.
I've literally had that conversation with him. So imagine not being a fan of the Evil Empire and living in the Evil Empire. And so my ability to mock them, and it is a victorious thing, that in a state of red and blue, when it comes to athletics, before anybody gets all bound up,
careful now,
that in athletics, in the state of red and blue, it is the Evil Empire is always blue. Always blue. Michigan, Ohio State in the rivalry, evil. Washington, Dallas, evil.
Okay.
NC State, Evil Empire. It's in the name. Nebraska, other folks. I'm just pointing out to you. In most cases, when it is a sports thing and it's red versus blue, always bet on red. Always bet on red. Because those other folks are evil people. They're evil.
I feel like there's one exception.
Which one is that?
USC, UCLA?
No, well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that.
All right.
Because there was a stretch where John Wooden was the king of the empire, and USC absolutely needed to change its stroke to become USC. They then did the Red Sox Yankees thing, which was becoming the Evil Empire. They started to mimic and idealize with the Evil Empire. The Red Sox, again, red, and then the Yankees. And everybody put the Yankees as the Evil Empire. And then the Red Sox was like, well, the only way we can beat them, join them. They joined them and became a worse evil empire than the Yankees themselves.
Okay. All right.
Makes sense to me.
Thank you for the history lesson.
GTHC.
I don't know what any of this means. I'm just sitting here with these two. I don't know what's going on anymore, but it's all right. It's all right here. So we're going to have a longer crossover, a longer little last segment here as we re-welcome Nick Sainert into the happy hour. We are going to go to a break. Austin and DP are going to educate me on what those four letters mean. And we'll be right back to the Blur Events tailgate here in Omaha for the College World Series, just a block south of the stadium, right outside of the Hilton, the big white tent. You can't miss it. We'll be right back. Happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Coppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at CoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry.
When it comes to gift giving, it's all about the wow factor. And let me tell you, nothing wows quite like jewelry. Whether it's a delicate necklace or a statement ring, jewelry makes the right statement. So if you want to knock her socks off, or anything else for that matter, skip the generic gifts and go straight for the bling. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Summer is here, and it's time for Acres postseason planter parts sale. Save big on all in-stock John Deere planter parts. Get an automatic 10% off on your purchase, or get 15% off when you spend $5,000 or more. Buy over $10,000 and get a whopping 20% off. Visit your local Acres location today and stock up on planter parts and save thousands. Hurry, this sale ends July 31st or while supplies last. Acres, solutions for every field.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
The highlight of the first segment easily was Jake being concerned about the sand that would need to be brought into Memorial Stadium if they played softball.
It's for the optics here. It just looks better with sand.
So do you think the infield is just sand, Jake?
I was wrong with you.
It's not sand.
It looks better with the sand look on it.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Time for a new AC? Call Bryant. Get rebates now and lower operating costs every day. For comfort and efficiency, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I already had someone created in my image. He's evil, he wants to take over the world, and he fits easily into most overhead storage bins.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're back. Go ahead. It's your thing. Welcome back into the happy hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick is back. Rico is here. Austin's here. Appreciate the fellas holding it down while I had to step away. 402-464-5685. The Starter Heyman text line is open for you guys. Stricky also into the building. We'll get him on the headset here in just a moment. I want to get your guys' thoughts before we get ready for On the Block with Strick and Austin. I want to get your guys' thoughts really quickly on a new rule that Major League Baseball just announced. They're going to have the ABS system, the automatic balls and strikes system, go all week long at the AAA level, not just weekends. And so obviously this is on a challenge system to where the pitcher, catcher, any in-uniform player can challenge a ball or strike call, and they will review it. There's also they were down to two different options, where it was this system where it was a challenge-based system, or one that automatically told the umpire, this is the ball, this is a ball, this is a strike, this is the correct call.
Oh.
So I think, honestly, guys, I want to get your guys' thoughts, obviously. I think this is the best of both worlds. And the reason I say that is it provides some human element with the ability to get it always correct. I didn't want electronic umpires. I didn't want that. I think it took the human element out of the game. But this also gives an opportunity, and we're going to see it. They're making it week long, every single game at the AAA level instead of just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're going to make it every single game, which gives you the idea of they're going to transition this to Major League Baseball
They're
at some point.
testing it heavily now as they're going to continue it all week and see how it goes along. Is it a how many challenges do they get? And is it one of those where if you lose a challenge, you lose it?
Yep,
and
if you
win it, you keep it?
No, just unlimited challenges.
Just unlimited
obviously.
Okay.
No, there's no unlimited
no
challenges.
Oh, I thought you said they
So
were. I
it's,
was like, oh, that's
I believe it's three.
Three,
right?
I think. Yeah.
It's three challenges. But a lot of times it's the catcher will tap the helmet. It's a quick.
The
let's
batter
look it
will-
up. Yeah, the batter will tap the helmet. Umpire challenges it and goes on a little microphone, says the batter is challenging the ball call.
Yeah.
Or the strike call. And
I've seen a couple where it's
you go
super
on
quick.
you go on the big video board and it says ball, strike, and you move on.
See,
And that's all it is.
I saw one where didn't throw it on the video board. The ump didn't even say anything. The batter was there. It was a strike call. He turns around, taps his head. I guess the skipper tapped his head. It goes to the ump. He kind of turns around, waves his arms.
Yep.
And he was looking up, and then he just turned around and he said, "Not a strike. It's a ball." Like it was just like that quick.
I'm okay with this. I think this is one, like I said, it's kind of the best of both worlds.
I think that's the best way to phrase it, because I think there are some people that, are traditionalists that want the human element.
Yeah.
That are worried that if we get rid of the umpires calling balls and strikes, well, what's next? We just get rid of umpires altogether and we're just calling off the video. No, you absolutely can't do that, right? Because you can't go all data, all robots. It's not going to be like the supermarket where we're slowly phasing in the self-checkouts just to slowly phase out regular cashiers, right? That is not going to work the same. Every umpire would tell you they need to be in the flow of the game. What the challenge system allows them to do is still call a game, still feel like they're a part of it, still make those decisions, and there will still be missed calls, right? This doesn't mean that all of a sudden it's going to be 100% perfect accuracy. What it means is that the less egregious mistakes, the ones that come in situations where it doesn't matter, won't get challenged. You still have the human element. You'll still have your disagreements. But in the biggest moments, it might be, bottom of the fourth inning, you finally have a rally going when you're down, 5-1, and the umpire rings a guy up on a strike that's, 3 inches low. Batter quick challenge, keep the inning going. There's a hit. Hey, we got a game again. Sometimes it'll come down to the bottom of the ninth. And I know that's what some people are worried about, where, we don't want to see games decided on an overturn, on a review like that. Well, guess what? It happens in other sports all the time.
Yeah.
Baseball's just got it. Nebraska volleyball had that.
It's frustrating.
Was that Wisconsin?
It was the Wisconsin match,
Right.
fifth set. It ended on a into the net call. It
review.
was one of those where you didn't want it to end that way because you want it to end on a big block or a big kill or something like that. It's like when a match ends on a missed serve. Like, it's sort of anticlimactic, but at the same time, if you're part of the winning team, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how you won, you won.
That's the important part, is that the umps are still involved. The challenge system is there and involved. The best of both worlds is right. The biggest concern that I had was that the automated strike zone based off the picture was going to be wonky.
Yes.
But minor leagues and indie ball has had it for so long that if Major League Baseball can't get the strike zone correct from the get-go, that is a Major League Baseball problem, not the technology problem.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Update on the game happening just a block north of where we're sitting. North Carolina has elected to go to a new arm in the third inning with one out. So Aiden Howe, who had not had the longest of outings this season, but he gets through 2 1/3 of and allows one earned run on that single back in the second inning. Bases are loaded for the hottest hitter probably in Florida State's lineup, Jaime Ferrer, as Ferrer's had 2 4 RBI games so far in Omaha. He has 5 home runs in the College World Series so far not 5. Is it 5 home runs? 5. Maybe it was 5 RBI.
5 RBI and 4 homers.
5 RBI. Yes, that's correct.
He can almost match that total.
5 home runs.
He can almost match that total with one swing.
When I said that, I knew that was incorrect.
He had 5 home runs. Like, wait a minute.
So they switched it out, or they switched out pitchers to face Ferrer, who's up at the plate right now. So once again, top of the third inning, there's one out, and bases are loaded for Florida State, a team that is averaging 11 runs per game. 11 runs per game in the NCAA tournament. That's once again, you're trying to, if you're North Carolina, trying to limit the damage if you're the Tar Heels. All right.
What's with the Florida schools and scoring a ton of runs?
I know. Austin, what's coming up on the on the block today?
Hour one is going to be a lot of NBA finals, right? What did Boston do to win? Is it something the NBA can replicate, right? We talked about it with Denver. Is that replicable? Is Boston replicable? We'll get into that. With Dallas's loss, how can they improve? They're going a different direction than Boston. Is there room for multiple styles like that at the upper echelons of college basketball? Rory's statement after the U.S. Open that he posted, the Notes app screenshot. What are the pressures on the loser in the social media era? Strick and I will get into that. And then obviously Nebraska men's basketball and women's basketball. But the Pentagon will touch on that again for people who might have missed it.
It's fascinating. Bryson DeChambeau was on the range watching Xander Schauffele putt a short within 5 feet for the PGA Championship, and roles were reversed. Rory was in the clubhouse watching Bryson make a short putt for the U.S. Open just on Sunday. All right, that'll do it for us. Make sure you get your tickets for tomorrow. BlurEvents.com/Omaha. That'll do it for us on the block with Strick and Austin coming up next.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of